Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to teach you how to improve at being a meditator step by step. Let's dive in. I've been meditating since 2009. I'm still not great at it. I am way better than I was before. I'm getting better. And that's okay because I have no attachment to mastering meditation. I'm not a monk. I'm not trying to become the best meditator that's ever been alive. I just do it for the benefits. That brief daily meditation enhances your attention. It enhances your memory, it enhances your mood, and your emotional regulation. And they found this in non-experienced meditators. And they found that even short periods of meditation can have immediate benefits on enhancing your cognitive functioning. So people are like, oh, I'm not being productive. Well, if you can enhance your cognitive function, your attention span, your memory, your mood, and your emotional regulation, I think that's pretty good, right? And this is done in non-experienced meditators. Okay, so it helps with your cognitive functioning. It also helps with your depression. There was a research that was done at Harvard that investigated how mindfulness-based cognitive therapy changes brain activity in the structure of the brain in people who are depressed patients. And so the study aimed at understanding how meditation affects introception, which is body awareness, and rumination, which are both critical in depression. And by focusing attention on the present through meditation, they found that it can actually help break the cycle of negative thoughts that are very typical in depression. So it's been found to help with depression as well. And it also helps with brain aging. So it slows the aging of your brain down. There's a study that was done in 2016, and it compared it compared brains of 50 long-term meditators along with 50 controls. And they found that meditators' brains, on average, appeared about 7.5 years younger than those who did not meditate, suggesting that meditation actually might slow down your brain aging. What I found is what calms me down a whole lot more and kind of gets me out of my head and into my body is doing breath work. And it can be very simple breath work. It can be 6 deep breaths, which if you've been listening to this podcast for a long time, there was a Japanese study that found that 6 deep breaths changes the state of people very quickly. And so it's just in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and a long exhale like you're breathing out through a straw. That's a very short version of it. That takes about 1 minute, 2 minutes at most. There's somebody who I have no affiliation with, but I've been loving his YouTube videos over the past 6 months. And he's got a YouTube that's called Breathe with Sandy. And it's just this guy that just does breath work and just puts up free episodes in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. There's some 5-minute ones, all the way up to 40 minutes. And so I like to do about 15-minute session of Breathe with Sandy and then do about 15 minutes of meditation. We're so reactive all day long. We're reactive to our text messages, to our emails, to other people barging in. We're trying to build the muscle of not being reactive because our reaction muscle is so damn strong. And so you just sit there and you don't move a muscle. If you get sore, let yourself be sore. It will go away eventually. If you have an itch, let it be there. It'll go away eventually. If a fly lands in your face, let it be there. It will go away eventually. And so what you'll notice is you sit in your meditation position and your brain goes wild. It goes bonkers. The point of meditation, which I don't hear people say enough, is to observe your thoughts. Observe your thoughts. What you'll notice is whatever happens in meditation is actually what is always happening in your brain, but you're just not allowing yourself to observe it, right? So the way I like to describe meditation and observing your thoughts is imagine that you're just sitting on a mountain, right? And you see down below there happens to be a road. And there's just cars that are just driving by every once in a while on that road. And you're just sitting on the mountain and you're just watching the cars go by. That is what meditation is. It is becoming more aware of your thoughts, not identifying with your thoughts, but becoming aware of what's going on in your mind, but you're just so damn busy all day that you're not actually aware of what's going on in your mind, right? You're just becoming more aware of yourself. Whatever comes up during your meditation is your normal self. Meditation's not bringing it up. It's showing you what your normal self is. So like if you get anxious during meditation, it's because you're anxious probably throughout the day. Mind you, I have dealt with this, right? I have sat down to meditate and then had 15 minutes of just being anxious as shit. And I was like, why am I so anxious? I don't know what's going on. And I start getting anxious about being anxious. And then I'm like, okay, this is what's normally going on throughout the day, but I'm just so damn busy. I'm not allowing myself, I'm running from it. And so I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to just watch my anxiousness. And if it wants to stay here, it can stay here. But I'm just not going to resist it. And what's really interesting, and when you have that anxiousness and you don't resist the anxiousness, it slowly starts to go away. And it doesn't, what you resist persists. And so it's just like, all right, Rob, we're going to be anxious throughout this meditation today. And what's funny is when you just let go, like when I let go and I'm like, I'm going to be anxious throughout this meditation. It's like dropping a little sugar cube into water. It slowly starts to just disappear and dissolve. To sit down, to close your eyes, because people are always like, well, can I do a walking meditation? If you want, but don't call it meditation, right? Meditation is sitting down and closing your eyes and just being with yourself. Because about 60% of our brain is dedicated to visually looking around and visual stimuli, right? And finding things visually. So when you close your eyes, your brain doesn't have as much to distract itself with. And so all we're trying to do is become aware of our thoughts, become aware of our mind, and to start to train ourselves to be a little bit more calm, a little bit less anxious, a little bit less angry. And everything's okay, and it can all exist. And your emotional regulation, there's study after study after study after study that shows that people who meditate are better with their emotional regulation because they know how to be with themselves. Most people don't know how to be with themselves, and they're so distracted nowadays. And so really what it comes down to is there's no such thing as a bad meditation. For years, I thought that I had bad meditations. There's not. It's just more awareness and just allowing yourself to relax a little bit more. It's not boredom. It's relaxing. It's self-care. And so give it a try. Let me know what you think of it. Send me a message on Instagram. Let me know how your meditation went. If it goes terrible, let me know. If it goes great, let me know. But really what it's about is finding your position, doing some breathing, and then not moving a muscle for an extended period of time. And you do it for years and years and years, and you'll start to notice yourself improve. So that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, do me a favor. Please share it on your Instagram stories. Tag me in it. Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. The only way this podcast grows is from you guys sharing it. And so I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart every single time that you guys share it. If you would continue to share it, we can continue to impact more people's lives because I think more people need to hear this message. And so if you agree, please be a part of it and actually start helping us share the message. And with that, I'm going to leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission, make someone else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.